We have a special fashion treat for our audience tonight by the Chinese American Cultural Performing Group. Their Chinese Dynasty costume show is truly a first of its kind here in the South. Most of their models are professional Chinese artists who came from different regions of Asia, such as mainland China, Taiwan, and Hong Kong.
The Dynasty costume show will cover 5,000 years of Chinese history. It will showcase some of the major dynasties up to the modern era of China.
Now, their goal is to give audiences an educational and one-of-a-kind show while promoting peace and harmony to the community and to mainstream America. The costume show was written and produced by Sylvia Sham, and the announcer is Ray Ng. Please welcome the Chinese Dynasty Costume Show.
Qin Dynasty. Qin Dynasty was very short. It was from 221 to 206 BC. It is believed that the Western name for China is most likely derived from the word Qin. Chen Xi Huangdi means the Qin's first emperor. He was admired and cherished as a unifier, a centralizer, an architect of the Great Wall and of China herself. However, the first emperor was also feared and hated as a tyrant, a book burner, and a mass murderer. Our models in front of you are dressed as the first emperor and empress of Qin. Spring and autumn period, from 476 BC to 221 BC. Cixi is the first of the four greatest beauty of the Chinese history. Legend says that one day when she was leaning over a balcony to look at the fish in the pond, the fish were so dazzled by her beauty that they forgot to swim and sunk below the surface. This is how Cixi acquired the nickname of Fish Sinking Beauty. Han Dynasty. Han Dynasty was from the era of 206 BC to 220 AD. Han Dynasty was one of the longest dynasties and considered to be the golden age of Chinese history, especially in arts, politics, and technology. Emperor Liu Bang was the founder and first emperor of Han Dynasty. He was also one of the few dynasty founders in Chinese history with a humble origin from the peasant class. Qiao Feiyuan was an empress during the Han Dynasty. She was known in the Chinese folklore for her beauty. She was famous by her special talents in singing and dancing. She was also known for her slender figure and her ability to dance on the metal plates carried by her co-dancers. Sima Qian was a scholar and a great historian during the Han Dynasty. Sima Qian was the author of the book Records of the Grand Historian, which is China's first book on the history of the world in a comprehensive and systematic manner. Although he is commonly referred to as a Chinese historian, he was also the grand astrologer at the court of Han Emperor. Wang Qiaojun was known as one of the four beauties of ancient China, with an extremely intelligent mind. To establish friendly relationship with the Xiongnu Empire, Wang was sent by the emperor to marry the nomadic tribe leader of Xiongnu. The legend said that when Wang Xiaojun left her hometown, riding on the saddle, she began to play a sad melody on a paper instrument. When a flock of geese saw the beautiful young woman on the horse, they immediately forgot to flap their wings and fell to the ground. From then on, Xiaojun acquired the nickname Eavesdropper, for her beauty would entice birds in flight fall from the sky. The Era of Three Kingdoms, 220 to 280 AD. Dao Can was another one of the four beauties in ancient China. The legend also said Dao Can at one point was praying to the moon goddess and causing the clouds suddenly covering the moonlight, and therefore Dao Can acquired the nickname Moon Eclipse Beauty. General Lu Bu was the most powerful military general warrior in all of Chinese history. He was a handsome and mighty warrior, wearing a pheasant tail helmet and riding a G known as the Sky Piercer on top of his red fine horse. Lu Bu was a master on horseback riding and archery. He was also known as the Flying General. Tang Dynasty, 618 to 907 AD. Tang Dynasty is the second great dynasty in Chinese history. It is generally regarded as a high point in Chinese civilization. Yang Guifei was one of the few women whose beauty has caused the downfall of monarchs and nations. Yang was a beautiful girl from a blue blood family with matchless charm. She was talented in music and an excellent dancer. The legend said Yang Guifei had a face that put all flowers to shame, and she was named as the Flower Bashful Beauty. Wu Zetian was the queen of Empire Gaozhong. She was the only female who ruled the empire for over half a century. She remains the most remarkable, influential, and mysterious woman in the Chinese history. And after the Empire Gaozhong's death, Empress Consort Wu established a new empire and officially named herself as the Empress Regnant. Song Dynasty from 960 to 1279 AD. The Song Dynasty was a time of consolidation for Chinese culture. The Song time is often called a Chinese Renaissance. Empress Wu was a commoner and married to Emperor of Song Dynasty. And Empress Wu had played an influential part in politics of the Song Dynasty. She is wearing an important ceremonial robe that was used for the major state ritual. Yun Dynasty, 1279 to 1368 AD. Yuan Dynasty was ruled by the Mongolian ethnic. The Mongols was the first non-Chinese origin ruler in Chinese history. This upper-class woman in Yuan Dynasty wears a wrap tunic with double band of gold seal embroidered, a design at the opening, sleeves, and hem. Also included is a silk buckram base hat decorated with embroidery and gemstones. Ming Dynasty, 1368 to 1644 AD. In the Chinese legend, the fatherly god in the moonlight ties a red string around the ankles of the man and the woman who are supposed to be husband and wife someday. No matter how far they are, they will eventually get married. The bride was covered with a red veil over her head on the wedding day. When the groom removes the veil from the bride, they formally become husband and wife. It was also a custom for the bride and bridegroom to bow 3 times before entering the nuptial chamber. The first one was for heaven and earth. The second one was for their parents, and the third one for their spouse. The newlywed will drink wine from 2 cups tied together with a red string, arms crossed from each other. This is the formal wedding vow in Chinese culture. Qing Dynasty, from the era of 1644 to 1800 AD. Qing Dynasty was the last major dynasty of China, and it lasted nearly 300 years. The Guangxu Emperor was the 10th emperor of the Qing Dynasty. The Guangxu Emperor's reign lasted from 1875 to 1908. Qing concubine Zheng Fei was the favorite wife of the Emperor Guangxu and was granted the title Concubine Precious. Now let us pay attention to the unique shoes our presenters is wearing. Modern China, which is the People's Republic of China. It was founded in 1949. The qipao is also known as the Mandarin dress. The qipao costume was one of many influences of the Manchuan tradition.
This portion of the 12th Annual WWAAC Awards has been brought to you by General Motors.
Whether you want your heart to race with a dramatic story, or to pound with an exciting thriller, you can get all of your favorite films, shows, and more with Xfinity X1. Just say international and it's right there, all in one place. Change the way you experience TV. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
WWAAC Awards title sponsors: Comcast, NBC Universal, Encyclomedia. WWAAC Diamond sponsors: UPS, General Motors, Gentle Dental Care and Georgia Dental Implant Center. WWAAC Platinum sponsors: Jackson Leadership Strategies, Chick-fil-A. WWAAC Gold sponsors: Lenox Square, a Simon Mall. WWAAC Silver sponsor: John Iwata Foundation and the IBM Corporation. WWAAC Bronze sponsors: Delta Airlines, the Home Depot. WWAAC Partner sponsors: API-ASF, Asian and Pacific Islander American Scholarship Fund. PPOM, Pan-Pacific American Leaders and Mentors. Pro Video Talent. Pulse One Media. Residence Inn by Marriott, Atlanta Downtown. The Rialto Center for the Arts at Georgia State University.